Hi guys, hope you guys are well and taking good care of yourselves. Thank you once again for joining me on another video. All right, and if you're liking everything you're seeing so far, please don't forget to subscribe, press the like button for the algorithm, and share so the word can get out. As you are well aware and fully know, if you have been following me, that I had my mother here for 5 months. Right now, I disappeared for 5 months. Now, in those 5 months, I decided to ask her some specific questions because of what's going on in society today. I want to address men in this video, but I would like to share with you some of the things that I asked her so that you can understand where I'm coming from. You know, I give you the problem, then the solution. So I asked my mother, knowing that she's a businesswoman, I asked her if she worked prior to having a business, and she told me the various jobs that she had. Then I asked her, did her mother work? She told me yes, her mother worked when she was younger. Then I asked about my father's mother. My father's mother was also a businesswoman, very wealthy, had a business, work, for her entire life, really, after meeting my granddad. But prior to that, she did work some small jobs. Now, I remember in 1997, there was a big push on feminism trying to get women into the workplace. What they ended up doing was giving a load of females jobs just to fit the quota, whether they were qualified or not. This helped the reputation of the companies to show that, yes, they're diverse in their hiring. There was a whole big movement. I mean, you see what's happening now with feminism. Now, in asking my mother, I realized not a lot of us ask our parents. We just listen to what's on social media or whatever somebody else is saying and take that as gospel. As far as I'm aware, women have always worked. There have always been throughout time unmarried women who worked. They were your PAs, your personal assistants, your receptionists, your nannies, your lollipop ladies. They were your dinner ladies at school. They were your nurses. They were your childminders. Single ladies always worked. Prior to feminism movement, ladies who desired families didn't pursue work first. They pursued the family because the family was more important. Now, back in the day, the reason why most of the women, the rhetoric that you hear from feminism, that women were enslaved, no, they were not. Women who were married were privileged women because these women didn't have to work like the single ladies. The men who worked provided a roof over their head, and their only job was to create a home. Now, creating a home can mean many different things to many different people. A home is usually a place where there's a family, including mom, dad, and kids. Women had a rule. Women had a goal. They wanted to have kids, so they sought after men who were able to provide. Women still now want to have families. Whether they want to have kids or not, it's something I will address in another video. But what essentially is happening is that ladies are now foregoing the family and going after careers. Really and truly, the career is only for a short period of time, where a family is for life, right? So they're making decisions based on now. They're not really thinking about the future, but this is the way of the world today. In this internet YouTube, you will see the red pill, you will see the blue pill. What always happens is one is blaming the other. The women are blaming men constantly, and the men are blaming women because they are changing and things have changed. I have seen it myself. I have also been in situations where someone decides they want to go and have fun rather than have a steady relationship. But I don't want to digress. This is not about me, right? The point of this video is for you men to realize that we must take accountability for this situation that is happening now. Not all of us, but some. Those of us who are prepared, rather than meeting someone face to face, rather than focusing on our own goals, getting ready to be a provider. We are paying OnlyFans. We are subscribing to OnlyFans when Pornhub is free. I mean, I don't understand it. The amount of money that we men will pay out to these women are the same reasons why these women are acting the way they are acting. We can't put blame solely on women. If you incentivize them to go against you as a human being, they will go for the incentive. It's like racism. Racism is hard to beat. Not only the fact that there are some racists out there, but the benefits that certain white people get, we now call white privilege. You can't expect every human being to say, okay, rather than getting what I can get for myself, let me put myself to a detriment because I believe I am privileged. If you were white, right, and you knew that the loan that you will get from the same bank that I will get will give you a lower interest rate, you wouldn't tell the bank manager to charge you more money. You will take your deal and go. And frankly, so would I. So these things that we are doing is contributing to the way we are being treated. Now we're being treated as we're nothing but cash. I want to let you know something. If you are a man, a boy, a teenager growing into a man, before you grow into an old man, you will realize something. So I'm going to open your eyes so you fully understand the reason why you are here. The reason why you are here is as a sacrifice. Your life is a sacrifice. You are meant to get to a certain position so that you can sacrifice comfortably. For who? Your family. Your aim in life is to get yourself into a position where you can support them and provide for them comfortably. If you don't get to where you want to get to in life and you find someone, you will still be able to get to your position. However, she has to contribute the same amount of attention that you give to her to you so that your focus doesn't fail. In most situations, this is not the case. A lot of women, they're not thinking, right? They are thinking more about the now and not the later. So they will only get with you for the date and the so on and the funds and the frills until they get to a certain age where they've put on weight, they're now tired, the knees are hurting, and they feel they now want to start a family, which is a problem because what we men want, they clearly have no idea about. We've been telling them. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, has told them. Nobody is listening. And the reason is because of the incentives. Why should a girl who is 19 try to think about a family and a husband when all her friends are getting money from OnlyFans, boys are paying for food, boys are taking them out, anything? They don't have to promise or show anything to them. You as a man need to have standards. You need to make sure that you don't shed your money for anything other than what you deem is necessary. You need to have standards upon yourself, how you want your family to be. If you feel that this woman can end up being the mother of your children from the get-go, she needs to be what you envisage her to be for you. There are plenty of women. Don't worry about the LGBTQ. Don't worry about the lesbians. If a girl's told you she's kissed a girl and she liked it, let her go. There are plenty of women for you to choose from. And if you don't want to choose in the country you live, you have until the age of 55 to find yourself a wife in Asia. The ball is always in your court. However, always remember, your life is a sacrifice. Everything you do, whoever you do it for, you're sacrificing it. What are you going to get back in return? Is it a good return on investment? A lot of women don't realize when we pay and take you out and this, that, and the other, we're literally showing you the kind of husband we could be. Is she portraying herself as the type of wife that is going to receive that well? Or is she just there for the time being? If you focus on one female, remember I told you not to cheat. You'll quickly determine whether this person is good for you or not. If you are a man with goal and ambition, relationship shouldn't be your first thought. Your first thought is getting yourself to the position you need to be so you can be the provider you need to be that your children deserve. If the more you take away from yourself, you're taking away from your wife and your future kids. The more you keep onto yourself, your morals intact, your bank account intact, this will also provide a beautiful life for you, your wife, and your kids. If you get yourself to a position that you're comfortable and happy in, she will see the efforts. She will appreciate the efforts. And if nobody else is paying her to go on OnlyFans, she might just stay where she is. So fellas, we need to stop with the OnlyFans and the subscriptions and paying these girls for getting naked. I mean, I went into TikTok today. I've just recently started uploading onto TikTok, and I went onto TikTok today and it was like soft porn. I couldn't believe it. Scroll live, I see breast. I scroll again, I see legs. Scroll again, I see 90. Scroll again, I see breast. And I'm like, what's going on here? Girls who should be working are on the internet getting money from you. No wonder why they don't respect you. No wonder why they use you for cash. The money that they're earning and then telling you that you're not good enough is coming from you. That's mad disrespectful. And they don't value us as men. Why? Because a lot of us think with our penis. We shouldn't really be doing that at all. Once you get to where you need to be in life, your circumstances will be different. The caliber of women you will see will be different. Why don't you get there as quickly as possible rather than wasting time with people who just want to have fun? If your morals tell you you don't want no woman with a higher body count than 10, then that's what you stick to. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. You have to stick to your morals and make sure you have a budget for every date. And once it hits a budget, if this chick ain't serious, goodbye. There is no reason for you to argue or fight with someone to take care of them. It makes no sense. Why are you arguing with people, fighting with people, so you can then sacrifice your life for this person? We need to come together as men. We need to focus. We need to make sure the time, the effort that we sacrifice to get our money is not wasted on people who will take advantage of us. And they will continue to do so if you guys keep paying them. I don't understand why you guys keep paying them. Pornhub is free. It's not like you're going to meet them. The flip. HD video on Pornhub, a HD video on OnlyFans. Dude, just so that I really don't understand it. Why we would pay. I don't understand why we will pay and enrich this behavior. It's really sad. There's a lot of us that is destroying the whole situation by incentivizing these females to do wrong. We already know what incentives can do to a marriage. It will break it up. The government will incentivize a single parenthood, and it's usually the woman who's credited with a child. So you have a lot of women leaving. Kevin Samuel said this. Your life is a sacrifice. You are very important. Don't let anybody tell you any different. You are here to learn, to build, to create, and to provide. Your life is a sacrifice. This is why you go to work, and in history has told us, those who went to work died sooner. They died a lot earlier than their wives and their partners or whoever they were with. They died because they worked every day, Monday to Friday, maybe even overtime, and they died early just to provide a life for their wives and kids. And for some reason, the narrative has been changed and turned these men into villains. These men have been made villains. And I know for a fact that in America, most men who went to work and had families at home, they gave the check to the missus. And it wasn't giving the check to the missus so that I am beneath her, but no, it's so that she knows how much we got and she don't go out spending and thinking that, yeah, I want what Gladys has. No, I can't afford it. If you give her the full money, she'll pay the bills. We've all been lied to. I suggest if you're watching this video and you're a female, talk to your mother seriously. Don't say feminism. Don't even refer to this video. Just ask them. Based on the points that feminism brings up, just ask them random questions, randomly. Did grandma work? What did she do? Did she have any friends that weren't married? Did they work? What were women like when they were younger? Did they want families? These are the questions that you need to ask, rather than reading or listening to the news or someone who is having a terrible life that wants to correct their life by messing yours up. This is what really is happening. We have the minority making the biggest noise to change society to suit their needs. Not to suit society, to suit their needs. And if you incentivize females to treat men like cash, they will do exactly that. They're only human. There are plenty of females out there that want family too. But when the incentive is there for them to wait, no matter how detrimental it is to them, they're only human. You can tell a white person all day long they have white privilege. You expect them to go into the bank and get the same interest rates as you? No. I wouldn't do it if I was white. I'll go there, get my white interest rate and go about my business. Doesn't mean I hate black people. And this is what we have today. Certain institutions are still existing with this prejudice because some people benefit from it. Now, in a situation where the bank is, we cannot do anything but have our own banks who offer exactly the same interests. Once they see black banks are now making money, they will change. That's the only way to tackle that. As far as relationships go, we as men have to take accountability before these females start pointing their fingers. Because really and truly, we are incentivizing this bad behavior, this no marriage, no family, go get your money. We are incentivizing them to do that. It is our fault. If we stop, everything will change. You stop for 6 months OnlyFans, stop paying everything OnlyFans. Don't go to no clubs for 6 months and see what happens. I guarantee you, girls will be going into therapy. The girl that was ignoring you will be calling you again. I guarantee you, we need to refrain, get back into our masculinity and focus on providing for our own family once we choose the right partners or choose the right women, right? Or choose the right wives. The main problem is that women don't value what they see in front of them. Unless it's in glitters and gold, they don't value what they see in front of them. They say they love ambition, but do they really? Because ambition is tough. Trying to start a business is tough. You will go through some great times and not so great times. It's an emotional roller coaster. A lot of women can handle it, but they ain't really prepared for that, or they don't want to go through that. So in a situation where you are coming up, refrain yourself. Get yourself into the position that you need to be in, and then find yourself someone. A woman won't value what she sees in front of her unless it's covered in glitter and gold. We cannot keep letting this happen. Soon there will be no grandparents because everyone's having their children old. For those of you who don't want kids, I want to say one thing. If you have an elderly parent right now going through, the elderly things, they're getting a little slower, not as strong, memory's not always intact, or maybe they even have dementia, God forbid, but maybe they even have dementia. The effort that you put in as their child, as somebody related to them, imagine if they didn't have that. Imagine if that person that you're taking care of had nobody. That person will now have to pay for the carers themselves. And the carers don't really always take care of elderly, especially elderly with no family. Who are they going to complain to? This is the position you're putting yourself if you have no family. If you have no family, life will be tough. As a female, you will work until you're retired and you're going to have to still find money or emigrate. That's just it. Things will get so expensive here, you can't live here by yourself. You'll have to probably go to Africa or Spain or somewhere. So if you don't want any kids, make sure you're rich. Then you can get the best care that a family can give you for free. Perfect example that we are not even equal. A man can wait until his 40s, 50s to start a family and have kids and be the man that he wanted to be. Most women can't do that because of internal organs. Mentally, they might want to, but they don't. They've got up until the age of 37 to conceive without complications. You meet a woman in her 30s, you're probably going to have 1 or 2 kids. If you meet a woman in her 20s, 25, you might have 3 or 4. They always say 3 or 4 at 25. I talk to 25-year-olds, 3 or 4, 3 or 4, 3 or 4. As soon as it's 30, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. Remember, fellas, your life is a sacrifice. Every time you're doing something, you're sacrificing something else. Make sure you choose correctly what you sacrifice your time and money for. See you in the next video.